Hi, I'm Adam Rivietz, co-founder and chief strategy officer here at Paid. Before I dive into my presentation, I love to tell the founding story, how Brian and I thought of the idea for Paid. So let's flash back to 2013 when a close friend of mine blew up on Instagram. My friend Ronnie was going through a difficult time in her life. She was unhappy in her skin, she was seeing a therapist, and she was looking for ways to change her whole life around. And so she came up with an incredible goal and held herself accountable to that goal by posting on Instagram. So every time she went to the gym, she shot a selfie. Every time she made a healthy meal, she shot a flat lay. And 6 months later, she racked up over 100,000 followers on Instagram. My co-founder and I were blown away, and we started analyzing her feed. And what we realized was that not only were people following her, opting in to consume her content, but they were asking her, what sports bra are you wearing? What blender are you using? What protein are you drinking? And Ronnie would endorse these various products and services, drive a ton of awareness and sales for these brands because her followers trusted her. The entire foundation of the influencer marketing industry was built on trust. But when you flash forward to present day, we've got one major problem in the industry. What is it? It's trust. Marketers do not trust influencer marketing to achieve their critical business objectives. And so what I'd like to talk to you about today is how you can turn creators into a scalable media channel and bring that trust back to the industry. So in order to do that, we need to look at two pillars. First is content. Second is performance. Under the content pillar, we're going to talk about the difference between a creator and an influencer, how you can look at their audience and make sure that it's healthy and active, and how you can ensure that the folks you're working with are going to produce high quality original content for your campaigns. Then we'll talk about performance, what metrics you should look at, and how you can optimize with something called whitelisting. Let's start with content. So dating back to as early as the 1400s, you have media conglomerates, centralized powers, producing and distributing all of the content that we would consume. But with the advent of the internet and now social media, anybody with a drone or an iPhone and access to social media, they can create content, distribute it, and amass their own audience to continue delivering messages to. And the folks that we work with are called creators, not influencers. You can think of a creator as the professional and the influencer as the amateur. And that's because a creator treats their work like a craft. Whether it's sponsored or not, they are going to be producing content because it's their passion and they love doing it. Whereas an influencer is simply looking to make a quick buck. Creators are so proud of their collaborations that they keep them up on their accounts forever, just like a LinkedIn recommendation. They use their social media accounts as portfolios of their work. Whereas an influencer might work with Honda today, delete the post, and work with Toyota tomorrow. Creators are always going to produce high quality, original content for your campaigns. Whereas an influencer, they're going to repost content that they made for another company, or they might even repost the content that you or your agency has produced. Creators have developed trusted audiences because they follow these industry best practices. People are opting in and consuming their content by choice, whereas an influencer is buying fake followers to manipulate their numbers so that they can earn more money. I'm going to show you an example of a piece of content, a video spot produced by one of our creators. And really, the quality speaks for itself.
Let's start by finding a comfortable place to sit. Take a deep breath in and out. Let the world around you go. Focus on what's holding you back and release. Look inward and sense your surroundings. Where are you in this moment? Harness this feeling. Then, as I count to 3, find yourself exactly where you are meant to be. 1, 2, 3.
Now that video looks like a $500,000 TV spot, but it cost Toyota just $25,000. You have the creator behind the camera, you have his wife in front of the camera. That's their home, that's their car. It doesn't get any more authentic. A $500,000 TV spot. Pennies on the dollar. So as you see, creators are typically creating higher quality content than influencers and even agencies. So you need to work with people who have a real following, a real audience, or it's not going to work. So make sure that you're using software that scans for fake followers. On the hashtag paid platform, every single creator profile has a follower health score where you can identify what percentage of a creator's audience is active and engaged. So not only do they have to have a real audience, they have to be producing original content or it's not going to resonate when they integrate your message. So make sure you develop a brief, but more importantly, make sure that you're approving every piece of content before it goes live. You could do it over Dropbox, you could do it over email, or you can do it over the hashtag paid platform where every creator uploads their content, they upload any captions associated to that content, and you have the opportunity to chat with them directly, ask for any revisions, collaborate, and then approve the content before it goes live. So that's the content pillar. Now we'll talk performance. So when we work with any new client, we ask them, what's your campaign objective? But we always challenge them to tell us, how does that campaign ladder up to a larger business objective? Because we're not looking to just help you get campaigns out the door. We're looking to partner with you long term to help you solve those critical business objectives and move your company's most important metrics forward. So with that, we've invested in our measurement department to advance beyond the basic fluff that social media gives you: likes, comments, engagement rates. These are great leading indicators. They show you that your audience may have some intent, but more importantly, you want to be looking at propensity to purchase metrics. If you're a brand marketer and you're thinking at the top or middle of the funnel, you want to measure brand recall, brand lift, an increase in web traffic or store traffic. And if you're a performance marketer, you want to think about conversion metrics. Are people signing up on your website, downloading your app, or making a purchase? And once your campaigns are in market, you can begin to optimize by creator, by content type, and even by audience. And so there are a few examples here I'll show you quickly. There is the ability to optimize by creator type, where we see here that Priscilla and Renee are performing best and driving the most intent. But more importantly, we see that they're parenting and family creators. So in your next campaign, you should double down on working with that type of creator. Next, looking at content, we see that stories are driving the longest amount of view time. So you want to double down on stories in your next campaign. And lastly, you can optimize by audience. In this case, we see Chicago and New York are the regions driving the most conversions. So you can do two things here. You can either hire creators who over-index on having an organic following in those regions, or you can use paid social whitelisting to guarantee yourself a 100% on-target audience. And so you're probably wondering what whitelisting is. Well, whitelisting is the exact same thing you're probably already doing. It's buying a paid social ad, whether that's on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, or TikTok. You can buy ads through a creator's handle instead of your brand handle, from a creator's name instead of your name. So imagine you're scrolling down your feed. Instead of seeing Coca-Cola and having an ad forced in your feed, it's an ad coming from a person. It might say Maria Rio in partnership with Coca-Cola. And when we run these ads, we see anywhere from 1.5 to 3 times better performance when the ad is coming from a person instead of a company. We'll often run the exact same content, same budget, same targeting as our client. They'll run it through their account, we'll run it through the creator's account. And more times than not, we're seeing better performance. So, what that reinforces is that people want to be spoken to by people, not by brands, not by companies. And so, when you combine content and performance, you can see some incredible results. Our client IKEA wanted to announce their partnership with Sonos, but more importantly, they wanted to drive people in store. So they told us their average cart size, they told us what they typically pay to get someone in the door. And we ran our campaign, we layered on a study that measured the control and expose group, and we saw that the folks exposed to a creator ad not only went into the store, but we drove those folks into IKEA locations at a 40% lower cost than what they were typically paying to get someone in their doors. So when you work with creators, not influencers, and optimize towards real metrics, not fluff, you can solve the problem of trust and turn creators into a scalable media channel. Thank you.